So we just stopped for lunch on our way to the Worm's Head, and this is the Bumbles. And there you have Swansea, and we've just driven along here to the Mumbles. Beautiful day today. It's starting to get windy, so tomorrow's threatened storm is beginning to show its face, I think. Nice big car park, National Trust. You do have to pay £6 for the day. There it is, looking magnificent. Lots of ponies here. I guess you could walk down there. Looks a little bit challenging now, and the consequences if you lost your footing could be, I think the word is fatal. The sun's very bright at the moment, can't really make out much detail of the Worm's Head. Maybe once we get around the corner it'll be easier to see. Quite dramatic though. As usual, Janet is leading the way. Now there's a view of the Worm's Head. As you can see, there's lots of water between the head and the headland here. It is possible to walk across when the tide is out, at low tide, but that only happens during certain times, and you have to check in with the Coast Guard office beforehand so that they know that you've walked over there. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to try getting over there ourselves, because the Storm Agnes is forecast for tomorrow. Maybe on Thursday perhaps we'll be able to walk across before we leave, but it will depend on the times of the high tides. So this is Fall Bay, or Falls Bay, I'm not quite sure which. I'll double check and enter the right name on the screen. The tide is in, so can't really see the sandy beaches at the moment, but I'm sure there are sandy beaches over there. The wind is picking up, ready for tomorrow's storm. Bit of a steep track down here. There's an intrepid gentleman here who's out for a run. It looks quite steep up the other side. Yeah, he's just stopped running and now he's walking. Can't say I blame him. hawthorn tree is takes the full force of the wind from the sea. I think this leads down to a sandy beach, which I've seen on other YouTubes recently. I think Madison 10 brought her bike down here, at least most of the way. I think the weather was nicer when she was here. Saying that, it's not cold at the moment. It's not cold, but the wind is definitely picking up. I wonder what it will be like here this time tomorrow. So today's Tuesday, 26th of September, and Storm Agnes is due to hit from the southwest, I think. Southwest of Wales and England over the course of Wednesday. Yeah, a bit of a cobbled path here. Reminds me a bit of some of the towpaths on the canals. So Janet is determined to go down to the beach. I hope she's not going to try and go for a swim. So we're making our way down through this.
Yeah, then again, maybe not.
And then again, maybe not, she says. And that's why. Yeah. And then again, definitely not. Janet's just pointed out lots and lots of these tiny snails in the grass here. They're everywhere. Extraordinary. There you are, we're unlucky. Too late to cross. Well, that was quite a walk over to Gower Bay. Back at the hotel now. And I must say, I'm ready to sit down and then have something to eat. Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring with all this bad weather, but we'll see. So day 2, Wednesday the 27th of September. This is the day Storm Agnes is predicted to come in and blow us around quite a lot. It's quite breezy at the moment and it's light drizzle, but it's supposed to get a lot worse. So we're heading off early for a walk now alongside Rhossili Beach and see how we go. So catch you later. So you can see there's a path that leads down quite steeply. From there you can get down to the beach. Also to another path just above the beach. We're actually on the coastal path, which is literally a sheep track at the moment, and that's hopefully going to take us past a white building up ahead, which I believe is called the Old Rectory, and I'm not quite sure what they'll be to see, but we're going to find out very soon, I think. Very few people on the beach up this end. Anyway, I can see down the far end that there are one or two, but if this was a fine sunny day, I can imagine that this place would be very, very popular. As fantastic area of sand. I think it's 3 miles long altogether. I'm not sure if we're going to walk the entire length or whether we're going to go around the hill at the end of this and do a circular walk. We have to keep in mind this weather forecast, I suppose. Unfortunately, I believe Janet has a cunning plan that we're going to finish off by going along the top of this lot. So my ambition is to try and dissuade her of that, I think. Plenty of sheep around here. Funny, I suppose I don't expect to see sheep on the edge of the coast, but they can't get much closer than this to the sea. So someone actually lives here, and there must be a road or a lane of some kind, because there's at least 2 cars parked up. I mean, that's what I call a view. So now at the lower tide you can see the causeway leading out to the Worm's Head, and with a bit of luck we're going to walk across that tomorrow morning before we leave. I believe it takes a few hours to get out there and back, and you can only do so at certain times, but we're told it's accessible tomorrow, Thursday, from 10 to 10 in the morning till 10 to 3 in the afternoon. So there's a window of 5 hours during which you have to go across and get back. Otherwise that all gets covered in water. It's just a little bit on the muddy side here, just a little bit. Wow, this is a sticky situation. Oh dear. Oh dear, I gotta get through that now as well. Bring your wellies, I think. Yes, yes. This wouldn't be the place to wear one's best white flannels, I don't think. Don't you know? No, indeed. Luckily, I've just got an old pair of jeans. Truth to be told, that's pretty much all I ever wear, though. An old pair of jeans. I see some people ahead, so we're not the only idiots out on a morning like this. Quite a large caravan park here at this end. So there's the caravan park. I don't know if they are people living there permanently or they rent them out. Also a very large campsite here. Some really nice fields. A shortage of tents at the moment though. So we're headed now over these sand dunes onto the beach, I think. And I believe then we're walking up to somewhere called Spaniard Rock. Sounds a bit piratey, doesn't it? War. What film does that remind you of, starring Russell Crowe? Yes, I'm sure I could be the next Russell Crowe, you know. Rugged good looks, you know, charm, charisma. These are all things I could possibly have if I spend enough money. Yeah, so that's how far we've come so far. The hotel is up there, one of those white buildings. We've come all the way along, and we're now on the beach, walking on some flat sand, which makes a nice change. I guess this is about halfway the length of the beach, and we're going towards a place that I think is called Spaniard Rock. I'm not sure whether that's Spaniard Rock or whether we'll come to it before that. Apparently I think that is Spaniard Rock that we're approaching, and that's a headland. I think the plan is that we'll go around there into the next bay and eventually turn around. Fantastic patterns this sand is making. Absolutely fantastic. Now if I turn around into the wind, you can see the sand is coming from just in front of the dunes. So far the rain has kept off, at least, which is nice, but I'm sure that's not going to last. So we've reached Spaniard Rock, and Janet informs me that our headland is called Bury Holme. And there you get the full length of the beach. In the far distance you can see those buildings where our hotel is, and there's the Worm's Head itself. I think it's about 3 miles the beach is supposed to be, so yeah, that's 3 miles. We're now going to follow the path around here. Janet knows where we're going. I have total confidence in her, and I would never argue anyway. Look at that, you can have a beach all to yourself down there. Another lovely bay, lots and lots of static caravans over there, and here, lots and lots and lots of them. We've turned back towards Rhossili. Rather than walking along the beach, we're going to head to the little village of Llangennith along this road, I think, where we believe there may be a pub that we can get something to eat. So this is Llangennith. This is where we stopped for our lunch in the King's Head. I have to say it was very nice indeed. We both had rather unadventurously beer battered cod and chips, but it really was very, very nice. I'd heartily recommend it. So after a very nice lunch, we're on our way back now, and we've decided to come back on this path, which is a bit lower down than the one we came on, and does appear to be a lot less muddy and nearer the beach. The threatened storm doesn't really seem to have materialized yet. It should have done according to the forecast, but so far so good. It's actually quite bright over there. Now there's a house with a view. Mind you, it's a bit isolated down here, isn't it? It looks like that's the track. It looks pretty steep, and I've got this sinking feeling that we're going to have to walk up there. Up on the hillside you can see the coastal path which we walked along on our way out. Happy to say that this path is nowhere near as muddy. In fact, it's not muddy at all. Well, here we are on the last lap, I suppose you might say. and it's very gravelly, really steep for a car to get up. It gets very steep a bit further on, but this must be how the cars reach their house over there. I don't think they'd be able to come across the grassy track. Also, there's quite a camber. It's sloping over that way quite a lot. Quite an adventure to drive up here. Well, it looks like we timed that right. Half an hour ago it was not too bad at all, and just look at it now. Weather-wise, it's a much nicer day. Still quite breezy. I think I'll be putting my woolly hat on in just a minute. It's a good walk down to the end of all this headland, and I think it's about maybe half an hour to go across the causeway, so best get a move on, I think. Well, you can clearly see the causeway now, and that's what we're going to cross. There's no path as such, I believe. You just sort of pick your way across. So we have to head to that Coast Guard station there, and I believe that's where we start from clambering down. So it's still quite breezy. This is the day after Storm Agnes, and we went walking yesterday, and I have to say I don't think it's much less windy today than it was yesterday, but it's certainly a lot brighter today. There's blue sky, the sun is trying to come out, so yeah, we've been really lucky for this walk today, and also the timing's working out nicely for us, so we can manage to walk across before we go home. It's a good walk down to the Coast Guard station. I'd say it's probably a good mile from the car park and the hotel. Right, here we go. We've just checked in at the Coast Guard station, and apparently they keep an eye on you for their very impressive binoculars and telescopes. A few other people in front of us, I think. It's quite a steep climb just down here. Once on the causeway, I think there's no actual path at all. We just have to pick our way carefully amongst the rocks. Yeah, so there's no path at all. It's just a matter of picking your way down. I think we're kind of following that chap, and I think he's following those, and I'm following Llangennith. Just have to come through this gully. Just about getting down to more flat ground now, I think. You have to be a bit nimble on your feet, and it helps if you've got quite long legs, I think. So it's a bit easier underfoot at this point. If it was like this all the way, it'd be straightforward. But it was quite rocky getting down this far, and I imagine it's going to be a bit rocky when we get closer to the Worm's Head. So we've come quite a long way. It's been quite difficult. As I said before, there's no path whatsoever. You just have to pick your way. Often across stuff like this. We've been following those people in front of us. I'm not sure they knew the way either, really. Actually, I don't think there is a way as such. This is Here's the view from the Worm's Head. Just crossing the causeway. Our hotel is one of those white buildings right up there. And there's Rhossili Beach. Well, we haven't seen any seals yet, but fingers crossed, you never know. So once you get on the Worm's Head, there's this path. I don't know if it goes all the way to the very end. I don't think we've got enough time to do that today, but at least there is a path which is quite reassuring. So there's the very end. I don't think we'll be attempting that today. So this is the end of the path. Obviously no path around the other side of the headland. Well, it's pretty deep out there. Haven't seen any seals yet, but maybe there's still time. A few intrepid souls are trying to get across to the end of the worm, but it's going to take them a long time, and it looks very dodgy to me, so we won't be doing that. Janice decided she wants to look in one of the rock pools. I think I'm going to stay up here. Oh, I must be getting old. So this will be as far as we get. Time to start walking back. There is a path, and it's quite well trodden, as you can see. A lot of people must come out here. Wow, we've made it safely back, but we've still got this slope to get up. I guess you'd call this the sting in the tail. So there we are. That's our visit to the Worm's Head. Just look at all those waves. It's fantastic, isn't it? And there is the Worm's Head. And we walked out on the other side of that headland, sort of like halfway to the end. So I hope you've enjoyed this this glimpse of Rhossili Bay and the Worm's Head. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a like on YouTube and leave a comment. And if you're not subscribed already, then please do think of doing so, and that would be much appreciated. But until the next time, it's going to be goodbye from me. And it's goodbye from Janet.
Bye.
Goodbye.